A 35-year-old serial killer was arrested in Ghana in April of 2024 after the death of a woman in Krobo area was linked to him. While under interrogation, Richard Tete, the suspect, eventually confessed to killing 2 other women earlier on in February and another one in March in different areas in Ghana. And that was when the police realized that they were dealing with a serial killer. However, Richard did not end there. He specified that he did not target these women randomly. That in fact, he wasn't a serial killer. And when asked why he was killing these girls if he wasn't a serial killer, he claimed that he was paid by someone to do the killing. He claimed that the woman who owned the restaurant paid him 500 Ghanaian cedis to kill women and extract fluids from their body so she could use it to cook in her restaurant to attract more customers. Richard claimed that this woman told him to kill the victims, extract fluids from their private parts and their mouths, put them in a container and bring it to her, and which he claimed for all 3 victims he did just as he was told.
Exactly.
And when this claim was made, the police could confirm that his last victim had been mutilated. Her private part had been cut as well as her tongue, which meant that Richard could possibly be telling the truth that he was asked to do this for the purpose of ritual. And he did not take long before he quickly identified who this woman was. And instantly the police swung into action and an unnamed woman was immediately arrested and brought into custody in the same room as Richard. This woman seemed distraught, confused, and shook when she heard that this young man had accused her of sending him to kill random girls and bring their bodily fluid. She almost passed out. The woman claimed not to know who Richard was, swore on her life that she had never seen him at any point in her life. Richard maintained that that was the woman who paid him 500 Ghanaian cedis to kill these victims, while the woman is denying it. At this point, is his words versus her words. And as at the time of making this video, there have not been any breakthrough to this story. There have not been any conclusion to this case. However, many people are having their opinion. And I have mine too. And I'm sure you have yours. And I would like to hear yours in the comment section. But this is what I think. Personally, I don't think Richard might be telling the truth. Don't get me wrong. It's possible that this woman did send him to do these things. But according to Richard, when asked how he was contacted, he claimed he was just passing by the woman's shop and she randomly picked him, called him, and gave him the job. I don't know. Clearly this woman may not know how to speak English, but I'm sure she is not stupid to just call a random man that she doesn't know. If this man was somehow related to her, if Richard was somehow related to this woman, maybe a cousin, a nephew, a husband, brother, his accusations would have been plausible. That is why I feel like he randomly just picked this woman to, make himself look good, to make it look like someone sent him, to be the victim of this situation. And mind you, only one of these victims had been identified. The other 2 girls that he claimed he killed earlier in February had not been identified. Nobody knows of those stories. The police were only looking for him based on the recent murder that had occurred in Krobo area. They were not looking for him based on all the other murders that had happened in February. If those happened, he clearly had gotten away with it. Nobody knew he was the one. He was the one who brought it up himself. He was the one who told the police that he had done this multiple times, just to create a pattern, just to make it look like he was sent to do this. And besides, his claim is also contradicting to his action if you look at it. Richard claimed that he was asked to extract only bodily fluids, but the private part of his victim was cut off. So if this woman asked you to only take the bodily fluids of your victims, why are you cutting off tongues and why are you cutting off private parts? Which in my opinion meant that this guy was acting on his own accord and he was just looking for somebody else to drag down with him. And unfortunately, he just picked a random woman who he probably hated or whose restaurant he had gone to and had refused him food for free and decided to just bring down this innocent woman. But at the same time, I'm not going to act all naive or oblivious to the fact that there is a possibility that the woman may know Richard. There is a possibility that she did send him. That one day, but given everything we know, given all the information that we have right now, nothing really ties this woman to Richard. They had not claimed to have seen before. Nobody who knows the two of them can say they know each other. If they can prove that these two people had seen each other before, or if Richard had actually come to a restaurant 1 or 2 times, if Richard was a customer, it would be plausible. But as far as anything is concerned, there is no connection between these two people. They are not relatives. They are not friends. They maybe don't even know the same people. The woman kept weeping and crying and even asking if Richard wanted to kill her because she was confused and surprised. You will just be in your house one day and somebody is accusing you of murder. And I can tell you this for a fact, there are many stories like this that has happened this way. One of which stories we are going to talk about one day in the future. How somebody will just be on his own, carry out a crime, and when he is caught and arrested, he wants to drag everybody down with him. Both people he doesn't know and both people he knows. It's just that for Richard's own case, like I've said, if for some reason there was a connection between him and this woman, then I would have believed him possibly. However, we don't know their connection. We don't know how they are related, if they've seen before. So these could be two strangers in a situation where one is lying on the other. And it's just unfortunate. I really hope the Ghanaian police do a thorough job on this woman before they persecute her or before they drag her down with this known killer. For what is what, even if the woman sent him to do it, he was the one who still did it. So he is the one who killed. Legally, I can argue with the woman that I paid him to just get me bodily fluids. He didn't have to kill anybody. Naturally speaking, he doesn't even need, when it comes to bodily fluid, you don't even need to kill anyone to get it. Bodily fluid from your victims, you don't need to kill anyone to get it. From mouth and private parts, you could get it. This woman herself could provide herself the bodily fluid that she needed. So, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think Richard is telling the truth? Or do you think Richard is lying on this woman? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And turn on your notification button so whenever there is a new video, you'll be the first to get notified.